I'm gonna give you a brief explanation of options and tools we have into CAD. So first, here we have show and hide mesh, right? So if I'm gonna click on antagonist in the little square, as you can see, the mesh appear, right? I click again and the mesh disappear. By scrolling from right to left and from left to right, as you can see, I can make the mesh more transparent, right? And I can do this with any single mesh, okay? Jaw, anatomic crown, reduce, okay? So basically CAD is dividing our project in layers, okay? So another things I want to talk about is the tools. Tools is as you can see inside, I have many options, okay? Let's start from the first one, measurement tool. So here you have different tools where you can measure your item in a different way, okay? So let's say distance. I want to see the distance from here to here, for example, okay? And on my anatomic shape. And right now is 9mm.814. Angle, I don't honestly use it so much, but as you can see, you know, you can change the angulation, you can move the arrow. This one, thickness, is really helpful because if you click on your item that you just create your crown, right? Like here, let's see on my merge, which is my final case, my final restoration ready to mail. If I click on it, now I have the thickness 1.284, so I can move it. Another one is nearest. So let's say I'm gonna take it and I click on this tooth, right? And now if I'm gonna click on this one, I have option, right? I'm gonna do again. So nearest one, please select object. I can see the nearest, the distance between the jaw from the mesial side of this molar to the tooth scan, preparation, restoration. Let's say restoration, okay? So I know that is at 0.8, okay? But if I click again and I click on this and I say preparation, of course, it's from here to here, right? So it's pretty cool. Then I have orthogonal. I never use it, okay? And another one, which is pretty amazing, is object size, right? Here we can see by clicking here and then show size with 3D arrow. So right here. Then now I have side mesial distal, side occlusal, side buccal lingual. And if I click on this item, I have the three dimension of my crown, right? And again, this is a pretty cool option tool that you can use once when you are working in a big case. So let's say you have a full arch, so you want to be symmetrical, you want to ensure that all of the sides of your teeth are the same. So by just clicking on the item, it's gonna show you, it's gonna tell you the size of your teeth, right? So for the measurement is everything. Section view, it's another pretty cool things. So let's say that by dragging here, you can see I can section all of my mesh. Okay, it's pretty much everything. Then you can reset, invert. Then then we have screenshot. So if you want to take just screenshot, you put in the position your mesh and then you just click screenshot. Okay, and Hexagon is gonna take a photo. PDF, this is a really cool one. So if I click PDF, let's say I'm gonna call it molar, okay, molar test, okay, And as you can see, save as type is a 3D PDF. I'm gonna just save on my desktop, and if I click save, let gives to Exocad a couple of seconds. It's taking different picture and it's gonna create a report, right? So let's see. So here we are, we have the report. So we have the project and we have different views, right? It's pretty cool. So then we have share Sheen. I've never used this. HTML export. This is a really good one, especially if you wanna send a 3D view to another lab or your dentist. You can use this option, HTML export. So I'm gonna call it again, saving my desktop, and I'm gonna call test molar. Okay, and then I'm gonna save. Save here has save visible object only. I say yes. Okay, so just make sure that you put on the screen the object that you want to save and then create the HTML. So then if we go right here, I have test molar, right? If I double click, I have Exocad web viewer, right? And here we are right now, it's a viewer. So I can take off my mesh, bring them back. I can make them, transparent. But of course, here I can't change anything. If you send this to your dentist, he cannot change anything. It's just a viewer. So then another things I want to talk about is the change reconstruction type, right? So if I click on it and then I'm gonna put my anatomic shake, my jaw scan, right? And of course we're working on the number 46, so I click on it. Now Exocad is asking me, change the reconstruction type. Do you really want to change the reconstruction type to full anatomic? Because we here have this will disability shrinking and will allow you to generate connectors on the anatomic shape. So if you click yes, now instead of to have a reduced crown, we have anatomic crown, right? And if I click again, I'm gonna create an anatomic copy, right? So you can switch from reduce to anatomic. Then another option is align mesh. This is an option that I will talk in another video really in deep. And then we have magic lantern. I don't really use this option. You can just click on and off the light. Okay, then we have annotation. If you want to put some annotation, whatever you want. Then we have add remove mesh. Again, this is another option that I will talk about in deep in a different video. Add picture if you wanna add 2D images. Show project in Explorer. So Exocad is gonna show you where is saved. So basically the patient name, right, folder. And then we have setting. I don't really recommend you to change any type of setting inside here. Maybe if you want to change the tooth library to use, okay, your best one, your favorite one. and then well, show distance is another cool thing, which is in default. So he's gonna show the contact that we have with our antagonist. So then I have cat view, which is basically a filter. We have a similar option right here, which is the sectional view. It's kind of similar, is doing basically the same things, so nothing really excited. And well, here then we have different type of views, right? If we click on this arrow, then if I'm gonna click on this object, as you can see, if I click on my crown, down here I have different type of option, right? If I want to change the bottom, if I wanna change the bottom parameters, if I want to change the insertion, if I want to correct the margin, you can do by clicking on the tooth with the left bottom of the mouse, or you can click on the crown, and as you can see, I have the same option. I have cert insertion direction, I have crown bottom, load scan model tooth. So here our options, don't worry about, are pretty easy, and we will talk about them later in different type of project, because it depends of the project you are making, and here you will have more or less option. Okay, so for in this video it's pretty much everything. It's just a fast review